Yeah, so one of the leading causes for women, going to see a doctor is also UTI infections. We
Mm.
go see the doctor, they put us on antibiotics and you're okay, but then, they keep recurring. And my daughter's company, Evvy, they just launched a new at-home test to diagnose UTI
UTIs.
infections, which
Mm.
is huge.
What if the best chapter of your life hasn't even begun yet? What lies within you is the power to live brighter, bolder, and truer than ever before. So welcome to Vivatude, where caregiving, connections, and career come into balance and where your vitality, vision, and voice shines through. Because the revolution isn't out there, it's already within you. Welcome to Vivatude.
Welcome back. We have been talking to Anu Jain, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and a passionate advocate of women's health. And not just advocate, she's doing remarkable work in this field. First, through her own company with her husband, Naveen Jain, Biome, and we've been talking about that. But her entire family is invested in women's health. Priyanka Jain, her daughter, has been investing in the vaginal microbiome. And that's something we were just discussing in the previous segment, the different types of microbiomes. So, Anu, my question is, what is vaginal microbiome? Why is that important? And what is Priyanka doing about it? So, this is three-part question.
Yeah, thank you, Anu. Yeah, so actually, it's fascinating. Like my daughter Priyanka, she started a company called Evvy, and that for the sole reason to understand, what is the going on in a woman's body because we need more data. Yeah, so one of the leading causes for women going to see a doctor is also UTI infections. We
Mm.
go see the doctor, they put us on antibiotics and you're okay, but then they keep recurring. And my daughter's company Evvy, they just launched, just it was just 2 days ago, this week, they launched a new at-home test to diagnose UTI
UTIs.
infections, which
Mm.
is huge. And they work with OB-GYNs across the country, and all these doctors have been coming to Evvy because, they're not able to see the bacteria, when they basically do these tests for women. And through Evvy, they're able to see the different, the bacteria that are in your vagina and that are causing whether it's a vaginal infection, the vaginal dysbiosis, UTI infections, and they can give you very, personalized treatment programs and not just a standard antibiotic, which kills, not only the bad bacteria, but also the good
But
bacteria.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
very interesting that, the vaginal microbiome, it plays such an important role in fertility and pregnancy. And, women with vaginal dysbiosis have a five-fold increase in late miscarriages. And
Mm.
even like the vaginal microbiome, the composition of that is associated with a successful IVF, and we've even found that women, with vaginal dysbiosis had up to a two times increase in preterm birth. And so it's really important for a woman, especially when she's planning to get pregnant, to really focus on her health and nutrition so that because the baby, what happens is, during birth, the moms, they pass their microbes to the babies through the
Mm.
vaginal canal. And this is so important because it builds that immune system for the first few years of a baby's health. And even when a mother, when she breastfeeds the baby, she's actually breastfeeding the microbes of the baby. And because a baby can't digest the milk, but it's actually the microbiome which is digesting the milk.
Mm.
And, for women who have to get a C-section, the baby doesn't receive all of the mom's microbes. But I know now in a lot of places they're actually taking a swab of the mother's vaginal swab and actually putting it, on the baby as soon as the baby's born through a C-section. So we can just see how important it is for women, especially, to make sure that they have a balanced microbiome because they're all connected, the gut microbiome, the oral microbiome, skin and vagina, they're all working together. And, they play such an important role in our overall health.
Wow. Thank you so much, Anu, for taking us on this journey. And this is very insightful. And even this information itself can be a different mindset we can bring into when we look at our health problems. We don't look at them as silos. We look at them as what's happening, what could be happening with the overall being.
Yeah, I'm really excited to, see that there's so much happening now and the importance of basically collecting more data on women specifically so that we can change, women deserve, like, healthcare is a basic right and women deserve to live healthy. We live longer, but we live in worse health during our last few years in life, and we live in worse health than men do, and it's just because we've been misdiagnosed, or and so we need to fix this problem. And I'm so happy to see that we're there's so much push now towards this. I mean, actually, it's interesting that women's health, it represents such a large untapped market opportunity, as well. In addition for it being a basic need, it's also a trillion-dollar market. And so it's a great place to invest in and really close that gap.
Yeah, don't go away anywhere. We're coming back with another segment with Anu Jain, and this time we will be talking about where else is she investing her energy around women's health. There are other organizations that you are partnering with, Anu, and the X Prize, so I am just excited to talk about that with you.
And thanks for listening to Vivatude. 4 hosts, 1 each week. We help you revivitude your next chapter because purpose, passion, and prosperity isn't out there. They're already within you. Brighter, bolder, truer. Vivatude.